Hello everybody, welcome to Bass and Bonsai. Today we're going to do a little comparison of the two rods that I just picked up off AliExpress. I just made the video for the two reels I picked up, and so we're going to do a little comparison on the rods because it's not really, they're not comparable to do a shootout. The Tomo is a cheaper one and a lot softer and will cast a lighter lure further. Now, for hookup ratio and all that kind of stuff is going to be different if you're using baits with bigger hooks. You're probably not going to want to use the Tomo, you're going to want to use the Cayenne Teton. So I'm going to jump down there and we'll take a look at these and I'll explain it to you. Okay, you'll see the shootout video between these two rods, or reels, sorry, from AliExpress. But then on the rods, it's not really, because these are pretty comparable. You'll find out, watch that video, how just, how closely matched these two are. When we come to the rods, there's like no comparison. They're different styles. I got the Cayenne Teton, which if you can see here is a 6'3". Well, come on, focus. Are you kidding me? My phone. 6'3", 1 to 4 gram, 2 to 4 pound line. My phone won't focus. Can you make that out? So, and it's fairly soft, but it's nowhere near as soft as this Tomo. And I believe this was 50. The Cayenne Teton was like, and their two-piece rods was like $58, I believe, shipping and all. This is a, I don't know what that says for sure, but I call it a Tomo. I don't know what that is, but it is a 6 foot, 2 to 5 pound line, lure weight 0.8 to 5 grams. It says right on it 6 foot, 2-piece UL ultralight. And see what we do for distance with the Cayenne Teton. Alright, so we got the Cayenne Teton. We've already kind of did a shootout with it on the Tomo rod. And we were hitting kind of a foot this side of the yellow line, the middle of the road, or maybe the yellow line or a foot past it. So we're going to just cast with this one and see what we do. So I just hit the road with that cast, and I didn't really put a lot into it. So we're gonna, and I can tell you can tell I'm overshooting. This one is a stouter rod, and I don't think I'm going to get quite the distance that I did with the Tomo, which is what I was thinking. Now that was a good cast. I would say about 1.5 feet, almost 2 foot from the yellow line, which I'd had a few of those with the Tomo. Let's see if I put a little on. Somebody walking by, I'm afraid of hitting somebody. Almost again to the yellow line. Let's get one more good cast. I might try a sideways cast. I don't know. Let's see. No, it's like I thought. This thing doesn't quite load up. And I'll show you if you go back to the other video. You can kind of see it. It does have a lot of flex, more so than my Pagani, but still not as much as like that Tomo. That Tomo is just perfect ultralight for like crappie fishing with what we're throwing, a crappie jig. But for true, what I would be using it for, it's just too light for me unless I am going actually crappie fishing. If I'm trying to put some kind of bass lure, lightweight, and set the hook pretty good, this one will still be, you have to yank pretty hard, but may work. And if you guys are just wanting to do, light trout stuff. Now I hit just past the line, just past the yellow with that cast. I'm trying to get used to this rod. I haven't cast it much at all. A lot of them just need an extra little zip in them, but it's getting there. Let's see. Well, because I got used to the feel of the Tomo rod because I cast it with 3 different reels. But it's a little bit harder. I almost hit the yellow line that time. So if you're wanting to, if you're going like 2.5 grams, because this is probably more like 2.5, close to 3 with the weight. It's 16th ounce crappie jig with the skirt on it that's solid. So if you're wanting to go this size or smaller, you definitely want to go with the Tomo rod over this one. But for this kind of thing, maybe even 1/8 ounce or something, the Cayenne Teton would be one. And these do make an awesome combo. And I believe this was like 54 and this was 58, so not much over $100. You have a very cool, awesome BFS setup that, as long as you don't go crazy on the hooks, and it'll, they show it in the things bending over, lifting up like a, I don't know, 2-liter pop or something, milk jug. It's a pretty stout rod. I like the handle. This feels good. I like the grip. Very nice. I picked this one any day over the Tomo for what I do, but for casting small baits, not quite what the Tomo is. All right, now we got the Tomo out. I figure I might as well go ahead and show you, even though I've been casting it. Feels like all day. You can see it has a lot more bend in it, and we're going to give it a go just to show you in this video that you don't really gain much more distance, maybe a couple more feet, but it is way easier to cast this smaller crappie jig than what the Cayenne was. So we hit the yellow line. We kind of struggled to hit the yellow line in the middle of the road with the Cayenne Teton. And this one, you can kind of just past it. And I knew as soon as I got them in which one was going to cast the lighter stuff just by the flex. When you get a rod that bends way down into here, it's just going to be able to send this lighter stuff. It loads up and it'll send lighter stuff out a lot better. Takes less force, and for whatever reason, I've found that this BFS stuff, like more breaks, and the easier the cast, the better, without like backlashing and stuff going wrong. But anyway, okay, so my final thoughts on these are, I like the Cayenne Teton. 6'3", I did weigh him. I'll try to put a little clip of that. This is 96 grams, and this is like 95.3, so there's not much of a weight difference. This one does come with 2 tips. The Tomo, it was only like $28. I believe it's under 30. They both come with they're 2-piece, and you break them down, and they come with the little carry sleeves that you can put them in. This, I don't like the fact that my hand, even for casting, I know I still have the wrap on it, but I like to have my hand completely covered. So you could put a wrap on it like you've probably seen me do at the Mega Bass ones. And looking at them from this way, this one looks pretty cool. On the Tomo, the Cayenne, depending on your reel, may not go all the way down. It's kind of a little off there, but not bad. But the feel, just for the fact that this one needs more of a handle to it, for me anyway. Now once you start, if you palm your reel and once you're actually fishing, it's not bad. But this one just has a better grip. I like this kind of a reel seat way better. This may not look as fancy, but as far as touch sensitivity, you can get your finger on there and it should be a little more sensitive. I haven't fished them yet to actually be able to tell. So my pick out of the two, now this one's like $58, this is like $28, so there's a price difference there, but they're both fairly reasonably priced. But as far as balancing also, the Cayenne is like crazily balanced. Like it balances very well. You put a reel on it and it's way up there. This thing is pretty much the same way, but not as good. You know, without any reel on it. So that part really doesn't come into play a lot, but this looks and feels better made to me. This has a cheaper overall look and feel to it, but I think it'll hold up all right. I mean, it's under $30, guys. I mean, take a chance on it, get one, use it for crappie or whatever. If you want to get into BFS, get you one of those reels that we've had in the other videos, and give it a shot. It's the cheapest way to get into it. Alright guys, hope you liked that comparison video. Just comparing those two rods. I mean, this is the cheapest way to get into BFS if you want to give it a shot, or if you just want, you know, you like the fact that you can use bait casters for crappie fishing. That's pretty awesome to me. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share the channel. I know you haven't told everybody about the channel. We're just over 3,000 subscribers. I would like to thank you guys for that. I'm going to probably do a giveaway video, but I need more subscribers, more views, and get this channel going. But I do appreciate you guys. The guys are already subscribed, just over 3,000. That's awesome. This channel's only about a year and 4 months, 3-4 months, so just over a year old, and we're growing. We're doing good, trying to put out better quality, more information out there, and a little fun here and there. You guys don't like to watch me have fun because I go out fishing, have a blast, and I get like 150 views. I put out a BFS shootout video or whatever, I get close to 1,000. I do a bonsai tree that looks good, it's like 10,000, 12,000. I do a bonsai tree that looks bad, my best one, it's like 150,000 views. I don't even know what happened. I mentioned a guy named Nigel Saunders that does bonsai. Maybe that was it. There's this crazy worm I mentioned about using it for bait, but check that video out if you haven't, my highest rated video. Poor quality, but it's making its rounds, so you guys help share some of these videos that you like, and you know, who knows, maybe they'll make their rounds, and let's get some giveaways going. But anyway guys, did I say to share this channel? I think have I mentioned that a few times? And I always mention, thanks for watching. See you guys later.